Who wants to go fishing? Let's go fishing. Fall's actually a really good time to fish. There are some anglers who are sort of cooking up a new bait recipe for luring in catfish, and they say that it's working. They are taking raw chicken that's sort of marinated in garlic powder and strawberry Jell-O. Don't worry, we did check with the DNR. We made sure to do that. They said it's fine. It's fine to do this. So joining us now is Brad Dockin, outdoors editor for the Grand Forks Herald, and fishing partner Brad Durek. Thanks, you two.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah. So Brad Dockin, you wrote this entire column about this. Where did this idea of chicken, garlic, and Jell-O come from?
Well, he gets the credit for that one, actually. I'd never heard of it, but I guess, as a catfish guide, he had first heard about this from a client from, I believe it was North Carolina several years ago, and had kind of kept it in the back of his mind. And we were fishing in Canada, and you can't bring bait of any kind across the border. And as a result of that, we had to get a little creative, and so we bought some chicken up there, and he whipped up this recipe, and I'll kind of let him take it from there.
Yeah, Brad, tell us about what that was like. And I mean, when you first started doing it, you were like, this is really weird, or you're like, this is cool. I think this is going to work.
Well, I heard about it from a guide in North Carolina back in 2011, and I laughed at him when he was telling me about it. And I've read about it and heard about it online ever since, and done the exact same thing and laughed about it. But 4 or 5 years ago, an angler from the Twin Cities area was up on the Canadian side and sent me a text and said they had done really good on it. So that's what kind of turned me on to the thing when we were not having our bait at the time. We're buying other things. And it's like, well, I've been hearing about this thing for 15 years, and we might as well give it a shot.
Wow. Do either of you have any insight, thoughts, guesses into why that combination seems to work?
He did the research on that.
Okay, all right.
From what I can tell reading online, I mean, for one thing, garlic is a very, very strong, it's got a very strong scent. Catfish feed by scent. I'm still not quite sure about the Jell-O, why, and whether it needs to be strawberry or if it could be grape or orange or any other kind of Jell-O. But and then it just said that chicken being I guess a kind of a protein, it holds together well on the hook and is sort of the device for keeping that scent in place. And I was kind of, when we started fishing that afternoon, and I guess that would have been about 3 weeks ago now, I was, skeptical, curious, but probably more skeptical. And I started out using a frog we had gotten from some Canadian friends up there. We had access to a little bit of bait. It was old and in the freezer, but we kind of thought we were going to have to go out and start catching frogs the next morning. But he put on this chicken, and pretty soon it was fish on, fish on, fish on, and it's like, okay, I'm going to put this on now. I'm going to try it. And sure enough, it works.
It worked.
It worked. And I guess so it's this raw piece of chicken. Like, how can you describe to me how big the chunk is?
I've just been cutting it in about 1 inch square.
Okay. And then do you have to marinate it because I would think you throw it in the water and then all the stuff kind of dissolves off of it. But
believe it or not, if you soak it overnight, it stays on pretty good. You pull it back out of the water, you can still smell it.
Really? Wow.
And it's obviously that was the first time I've done it. And obviously I've been playing with it a little more here at home. And it's working, but my skepticism is proving true. It's still not quite as good as the real baits are.
Oh, okay.
But
it sure worked that weekend.
Yeah, it worked up there. I mean, as an example, the final morning of the trip, we fished 4 hours, and we'd been battling wind for the first couple of days, which cut into our catch rates a little bit. But the second or that third and final morning, conditions were perfect, and I think every fish we caught that day was on chicken, and we got 28 fish in about 4 hours, and they just about ripped the rod out of your hand. So they were liking the chicken for sure.
But it was kind of isolated to that time, and now you're saying it's not. You haven't been able to kind of duplicate that.
Well, don't know. Having never done it before, we got to do a little more testing to see if this is. Like I said, been hearing about this for 15 years, just never done it.
Wow.
And those couple days spurred it. So I've been trying it a little bit, but being a guide, you can't be testing extreme bait like that with customers in the boat.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Just catfish? Have you tried it for, walleye, bat, anything else you think, or just
only
just
been catfishing?
Yeah.
No, but I would certainly think it would work for sturgeon, which is another fish we can catch up here, especially on the Rainy River. They're a scent-based feeder, so I'm curious to see if it would work for that. I know a couple of sturgeon guides up there, and I need to give them an assignment to check this out if we don't get a chance to do it ourselves.
I can't believe I'm going to ask this. Is it a dry rub marination, or is it?
Well, it is when it starts, okay. But once the chicken juices get into it, it's more like it almost, after you soak it or just let it do its thing for a while, it almost turns to a light Jell-O, like you would expect.
Wow, that's incredible. And again, we talked to the DNR, and they're like, yeah, people put all kinds of raw bait and stuff that they weren't worried about it at all. Have you guys thought about experimenting a little bit? Maybe tweaking the recipe a little?
Well, I think my big thing is I want to see if there's different flavors of Jell-O that would work. But again, who knows? Maybe there's something about the strawberry that they find compelling.
Once the guiding season is over here in a couple of weeks, I'm sure I'll be out there by myself doing just that, test driving it. And I mean, I was out the other day for a whole afternoon just playing with that.
Wow.
And the guy that was helping me said, well, maybe you just picked a spot with no fish. So I put a real piece of bait on and threw it out there, and we caught the fish. I said, there you have it. We know which one is still working better. But in a pinch, it worked. It really did work.
And it was really good to know, because up there you cannot bring, we can't bring bait of any kind, frozen, dead, or otherwise. We can't bring anything across the border that way. So it's good to have some options until you can round up, some local supplies. And we fish that Canadian side of the Red River as often as we can.
That's amazing, you guys. I love this. I had never heard of it, and it sounds like it's been around. This idea has been around for quite some time. But we're so grateful, Brad Dockin, that you were able to write about it in your column. And again, you're editor for the outdoors editor for the Grand Forks Herald, and then Brad Durick, fishing guide. Whereabouts are you a guide, Brad?
I'm a guide on the Red River in Grand Forks. So
nice.
I chase catfish well over 100 days a year. So this was pretty eye-opening for me, having never done it.
Incredible.
And like I said, I made fun of it the whole time. I'm like, no way they're going to bite a chicken.
I think a reasonable person probably would, right? And then you got to just do it. And it's incredible. Thanks for sharing your story, you guys. You posted some videos, right, on social media. Where can people find this content?
I don't know. We have videos. We have your article.
Yeah, we do. I think you put something on your Facebook.
I just posted a picture of the cutting board with the chicken and the strawberry and the ingredients. That's the only thing that we've posted.
Perfect. All right, but you can read Brad's column in the Grand Forks Herald. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate your time. This was really interesting, and I love learning new things, and this was just really cool. So thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Take care. Happy fishing.